Alarming thing. All right, between now and Election Day, we're highlighting critical battleground states in the presidential race. And this week in our swing state spotlight, we are taking you to Georgia. The nominees in a dead heat there. Trump has a solid lead before President Biden dropped out of the race. Since then, Harris has closed the gap slightly, according to Decision Desk headquarters, average polling of 27 polls. Georgia was once a lock for Republican candidates, now considered a toss-up. Trump lost Georgia to Biden by fewer than 12,000 votes in the last election. Georgia is also considered a must-win state in this cycle, so it's no surprise both of the candidates are campaigning heavily there. Trump will be in Savannah tomorrow, pitching his economic agenda. Harris was in Atlanta on Friday, focused on reproductive rights. Joining me now is Lisa Morgan. She's the president of the Georgia Association of Educators. Lisa, thank you so much for being here. Talk to me about what's going on in the classroom across the state of Georgia right now. What are the greatest challenges our teachers, our kids, our families are facing in your state?
So, like many other states, the major challenge that our educators and students are facing right now is dealing, number one, with student and educator mental health. We have been advocating for years for more school counselors, more social workers, more school psychologists to be available in our schools every day to assist our students with mental health issues. Often we see those mental health issues displayed through student behavior. Here in Georgia, our educators are also very concerned about time to teach. Our educators feel like a lot of our planning time is taken away from meetings and other things, and we want that time to actually spend in our classroom preparing to teach, grading student work, providing feedback to students. And that is something that educators across the state tell me is a key to them remaining in the profession.
What about teacher pay in Georgia? Where does that stand in comparison to other states right now? And what is Georgia doing to attract and keep good teachers in the classroom?
So for teacher pay, as educators, we typically compare our pay not to other states, where Georgia is low in beginning teaching pay, but we are higher in the Southeast in average teacher pay. Over the past 6 years, educators in Georgia have received increases of $9,500. So teacher pay is not always at the top of the issues for Georgia educators because we have seen those increases over the past 6 years.
I understand. Okay, Trump has proposed giving control of the schools to the states. How is that being received by teachers in Georgia, Lisa?
Teachers in Georgia are very wary of another Trump administration. And that is because educators fully understand that the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior. And in his first administration, former President Trump appointed Betsy DeVos as Secretary of Education. And Ms. DeVos is not a supporter of public education, and in fact is one of the largest supporters in our country of so-called choice and voucher schemes, which drain funding from our public schools and send it to private schools. So we are very leery of another Trump administration. In contrast, Vice President Harris's first choice, once she assumed the top of the ticket, was to select a public school teacher as her vice president pick. And that is something that has truly excited educators because we know that the only person who can truly understand what it's like to be in that classroom every day, to do cafeteria duty, as Governor Walz has talked about, is someone who has been there and has been an educator and experienced not only the challenges of being a public school teacher, but also the achievement and that moment when our students understand what we are trying to teach them.
Lisa, what is it like on a personal level, to be in Georgia, a toss-up, such an important state in this election right now. Talking about education, but just what does the ground game look like for those of you in Georgia, understanding that every vote counts, but in your state, these candidates are zeroing in unlike anywhere else?
It has been very exciting for educators here in Georgia because our educators have been able to participate in campaign events, and our educators truly feel like we are being heard, and that when we speak up for our colleagues and our students, that it is being heard and it is having an impact. And I think that is very important. And I think we all feel like that's something that we can take back into our classrooms and help our students understand the importance of participating and protecting our democracy.
Yeah, it's a teachable moment. Lisa Morgan, the president of the Georgia Association of Educators, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me this morning.
A fun fact about Georgia being able to vote at 18 years old, it's a modern concept. Before the year 1945, you had to be 21. Georgia became the first state to lower the legal voting age for both local and state elections.